Welcome to GoInspo, to GoInspire the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of the event production and staffing industry. Join hosts Clay, James, and more as they dive into captivating conversations with industry insiders, thought leaders, and trailblazers. Discover what sets apart the successful from the rest and gather practical tips to excel in your own endeavors.
Have you ever wanted to work concerts, festivals, or big events? We're GoInspo. Download our app, find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Like, comment, and subscribe.
All right, we are excited. We have Joey Traum. We are so excited to have you today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, brother. Joey, does everything events, especially in the festival and venue management world. He's a partner, talent buyer, and operations at Live Night Events, based in Salt Lake City, Utah, but do events all over. They have Reggae Rise Up Maryland, Reggae Rise Up Florida, Utah. Their clubs include Soundwell in Salt Lake City, Sky, SLC, and new is Granary Live, which is a little concert series they're doing, and they're killing it. He's been with Live Night for 10 years, and he started off as a street promoter, and now just like fully running the shows. It's like insane to see his progress and their team's imagination turn into reality. It's so cool. You guys are killing it.
Thank you very much, man. I have no idea how you knew all of that stuff. That's impressive.
Thank you. I know a couple of 2 or 3 things.
Yeah. I will say you did forget Reggae Rise Up Vegas, which is upcoming, just 2 months away. Oh, cool. Join us October 6th through 8th.
Yeah. Reggae music is definitely making a comeback.
It is.
Well, it's been. You guys have been doing it, but it's just crushing at this point.
It really is. Yeah, there's a new audience and a lot of new ticket buyers, and it's really cool to see and be a part of.
Stick figure.
Yeah, that's a hot one.
That was awesome. I went to the one at Greenery here.
Oh, you did?
So, yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, it was
awesome
packed.
Show.
Very busy that night.
Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah.
All right. So per usual, I ask a question. You know, if you're showing up on a festival or venue or event space, what is one tool that you'd have in your pocket that you would need to bring to site?
Your must-have.
Oh, bring to site? I mean, my cell phone, because I need to communicate with, agents and managers and our team. So my cell phone, and then I'm a big fan of, I would say like laptop. I would say a radio, just like mostly just communication tools, like, 'cause that's what we really focus on, and making sure that we're communicating with everyone.
Yeah, communication's number one. Makes sense. Perfect. And so the next question is, give us your pitch. What makes you tick? What are you guys up to Live Night? I know I explained a lot, but yeah, what are you stoked on?
Live Night's grown quite a bit post-pandemic, which is fantastic. We've doubled in size for revenue. We've doubled in size for our team members. We've brought on a new venue, 2 new venues post-pandemic. So one's a 850 cap nightclub, and one is a 6,500 cap outdoor event space. And then we're just trying to grow our Reggae Rise Up brand, and just chugging along. Honestly, everyone's heads are down and just grinding on to the next project, and everyone's excited about what we're doing, and we're just hustling. So
that's amazing. And Joey's been a mentor of mine as well, via booking artists, etc. But your experience is insane. I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I'm definitely devoted to the craft. I mean, I would say that I spend more time working than with personal life things. So I enjoy it. There's variety every day between, the talent buying side of things, the operation side of things, and just the internal operations for our logistics for our team. So yeah, we're stoked on it.
I love it. Cool. And with that, I know you're a big part of talent buying. And I wanted to chat with you about that process, if you're willing to share.
Yeah.
So, if you want an artist to play at a venue or for an event, or how does that kind of work?
Yeah, there's a few different avenues. Sometimes agents will just be routing a tour and have a relationship with you or your venue, and just hit you up with a simple cold email or phone call. Sometimes you'll find a new song on the radio or on Spotify and just be like, whoa, this is incredible. Who's this artist? You look it up. You find the booking contact. Sometimes they have an agent. Sometimes they don't. And it's quite an adventure if they don't have an agent, just trying to find who and where and how do I book this person, and do you believe that Gmail account is actually going to take your money and give you the show? But it's eventful. I really like the adventure of trying to find new music, hold on to those artists, develop those relationships. But the real process is, reaching out to the agent or artist representative, sending some type of literature or deck for your establishment. Whether if you own a venue or if you are going to be renting a venue, you want to share those full details with that team, that artist team, so that they can trust in you, that you're going to put their artist in a good situation that's safe and that's matches their, I guess, audience or their vibe. Right. And then from there, if they are interested in that aspect of it, then you go into the money. You start talking money, and they tell you. Sometimes they'll tell you what they need. Sometimes they're just like, give us your best offer. So it's a funny game of understanding if the money you're sending is right or if it's just completely off the wall. So you have to do a little bit of research. We have a couple tricks of the trade for our office here, looking at Spotify streams, looking at social media followers, reviewing other shows that they have in other markets. So checking the capacities of venues that they're playing, the ticket prices that they're charging in those other markets, and just understanding from that aspect. So you can do some quick math and understand, somebody's not going to pay this amount because you can only generate this much revenue. Right. So just, doing that type of balance. And then you go back and forth with the artist representative, and then you hopefully land the deal. And
yeah, I will say to the untrained listener or viewer here, Salt Lake City has a rich history of having awesome concerts, and a lot of people don't know this. Yeah, and it's thanks to people like Joey that make that happen, that are passionate about this, that go out of their way to find these artists and book a show here in Salt Lake. And just even growing up, there was never a band or artist that I wanted to see that wouldn't come to Salt Lake. Yeah,
we're pretty special because of our geographical location and the highway system. If you want to make your way from the East Coast to the West Coast,
you stop in Salt Lake.
You most likely have to drive through Salt Lake City. So totally. We've been able to take advantage of that and being, a C level, almost a B level market now with the exponential growth that's happened over the last 5 years. We're able to thrive on that and take advantage of that and show the community how many cool artists there are in the world by creating those cool experiences throughout our venues.
And to the artist promoter relationship, a lot of people probably don't know this, but the Beach Boys were basically created in Salt Lake City at Lagoon.
And they played Lagoon, back in the 60s. Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
A promoter, kind of like a Joey, found these guys in California. They were a garage band, and they were like, come to Salt Lake, and they started playing Salt Lake and Lagoon and Laguna and Lagoon. And I just goes to show how important events, festivals, promoters, and artists, that relationship is.
Yeah, I thrive on living behind the scenes, and I don't really want to be in the spotlight. I just want things to just operate and go smoothly. This is a little bit outside my norm, but it's really cool to curate those types of experiences for these people that work so hard. Their 9-to-5 job every week, and then they want to spend their hard-earned money with you. It's a great joy of mine to be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, just kudos to you, and to be honest, anyone who doesn't know, go watch Salt Lake Punk.
Yeah.
Movie. Anyway.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. And I think one thing that you really brought up with artist relations is those relationships. I think every time I'm calling or texting Joey, he's taking care of an artist in some way
Oh
or
my
another.
gosh. It's crazy.
He's taking them out to eat. He's, he'd probably personally pick you up if he needed to, no problem.
Yeah,
or
it's
he's,
often.
He's,
Yeah.
he's coordinating, but he's like, best friends with these guys, and that goes for miles. And that's one of the biggest takeaways I've had is like how important those relationships are with music artists. And Joey's really, I really look up to that. It's hilarious though.
Yeah,
you're always out to eat with some famous artist. I'm like, wow, that's
it's like,
insane.
hey, I've got Neo over here at the restaurant. He's ordering shrimp and grits. We're going to the club later.
It's crazy. But I mean, it just goes to prove, like, if you have a good reputation, you can do anything. You can open more clubs. You can start another festival, and so
that's the goal. How'd you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. No, it's awesome. Awesome, cool. All right, what else we got? Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the venues, and then I want to talk about some of the on-site festival stuff. So with venue management, talk to me about folks that come in and rent the space.
Yeah.
Are you guys full production? Can you full on production, or, is there a lot of other production companies that'll come in and help out? Or, I know you guys had some NBA All-Star folks in your spaces.
Totally. Yeah.
But yeah, talk to me about the venue management side of your world.
Yeah. So my day-to-day for the venue rental side is I work with different community partners, different independent promoters or corporate promoters that are in the market. So from the bottom, you go like the JRCs, the SNS, the Post Fontaines, all the way up to the AEGs and Live Nations. We have an open calendar, so it's first come, first serve. People place holds on the calendar, and if you're able to challenge through and confirm that date, then you pay a specific rental rate based on your volume of business that you do with us, and then from there we have a team on site, so a manager, bar manager, ticketing person, so box office specialist, a tech that oversees our audio and our lighting, and then some stage hands. And so all of that comes with your rental, and you can come in and utilize our space, ticket the event. Our team operates it for you. We settle it within 48 hours, show you all the numbers, get you a check, close it out, and then I'm on to the next one.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for sharing.
Incredible.
It's wild.
And we do that 5 nights a week at 2 different venues.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, and then so back with festivals, showing up on site. What is the first thing you do when you're on site? You're about to load in for a festival. What's the first thing you do?
I set up my workstation. So
There we go.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm big on.
Some people just jump into stuff and you're like, dude, you got to set up a foundation first.
Yep. I will help unload things if we arrive on site with a truck or something that I have in the vehicle that I'm with. I'll unload it and put it where it needs to go. Yeah. But then I'll go straight to my workstation. So we'll typically order in some mobile connexes or tent spaces or RVs, just depending on the event. If it's extended amount of time, 10 days for a festival, or if it's a one-day event where we just have an RV kind of pop-up space, I will just arrive on site. I'll have my Pelican full of my gear, my different supplies that I need, a variety of different items. I'll go in, set up a workstation, plug in my stuff, and set up, roll out the day sheet, whatever it is, whatever my task list is, and then, start working from there.
Awesome.
Perfect. Yeah. We were just talking about that.
A master at his craft.
No, this is the real deal here, for sure. Awesome. So many questions.
Yeah, fire off. Let's go. I'm ready.
Okay. Well, what is your biggest, on a venue management side of things, back to venue management, what is your biggest pet peeve, per se, if someone comes in and rents the space? You don't need to call anyone out. But
No, not calling anyone out specifically. Just we have an operation and a flow for events, and if you're coming to us, you should trust in us to do what we need to do. So stay out of the way.
Yeah.
Like, don't try to go to the door and try to sell a ticket or go to grab 25 people. Like, there's a procedure. You need to submit like a guest list and, trust in our team to execute that for you. So when people just get in the way without, communicating something in advance, if they feel like they want to be involved with that, they just need to communicate that. But I don't like when people go out of their lane. Like, let us do our thing, and you're in good hands.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's probably the pet peeve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Please.
What's the hardest event, concert, or festival that you've ever had to do?
Ooh, hardest. In what capacity? Like lost the most amount of money? Is that hard?
Well, I think,
or
I think
like it was 120 degrees on the heat
or
index.
no sleeping.
Well, let's break it down.
Yeah, hard is
What was the
vague
least successful in terms of money? What was the biggest heartbreak?
Yeah, we've had some big losses, definitely. I mean,
that's part of the game.
Yeah, it is. And people don't realize that. Everyone thinks that promoters or talent buyers are just like rolling in the money. They're
No.
like, oh my God, you just get to hang out with these artists every day. You get to go to concerts every day.
Yeah.
But it's not that great.
It's a risk.
Yeah, it's a major risk. And we call ourselves professional gamblers, but it's kind of crazy sometimes. Like one event, you'll lose $100,000. The next event, you'll make 10. And then the next event, you'll make $50. And then the next event, you'll make $2 million. It's just like, it's all this roller coaster. And you look at it and you think you can calculate things, but there's just so many outside factors that happen, the weather. People don't want to go outside because it's too hot, or there's rain, and then you're screwed. And then there's competition in the market. So you think you booked a show 6 months in advance, and then all of a sudden, another show lands within 2 weeks of your show that's very similar genre. So people only have so much discretionary income, so they have to decide which show they're going to go to.
Right.
And so it's like, it's not a necessity for people to go to events, but we're grateful when they do choose to come to the events for us.
Totally.
Yeah.
So to get back to like something that's hard, I mean, festivals are hard. You have 20-hour days, and just you're out in the elements, between wind and crowd safety and just overall internal like logistics. So those types of things are hard.
Yeah.
But it is nice to see the rewards of your work. That's the benefit of this.
That's what makes it all worth it.
Because you can instantly see the rewards of your event when there's smiling faces out in the crowd, or there's an artist. It's like, oh my gosh, that was the easiest day for us. So it's like you get this instant feedback, gratification from the hard work that you're putting in to make that happen.
Love that.
Yeah. The smiles.
Totally. Yeah.
people
I mean,
together.
that's a really cool thing. If you think of somebody that works in, customer service or a different career, they're just like, they don't get to see that reaction.
Tangible.
Feedback from people where we do. Like, it's hard. I mean, we're in the office, 50, 60 hours a week. And then we're also going straight to our venues at night and making sure the events are going smooth. So they're long days, but we still get to see the end result with fans and artists being happy.
Right.
Yeah. That's awesome. I think that was one thing is the tangible aspect of the event is like being in production is so cool because, you have for a festival or even just a venue, you have a level playing field and all of a sudden you just create this magic and then you're bringing people together and then you have just smiles and people coming together.
Yeah,
So
it's so cool.
It's the coolest feeling ever. And you do that every day.
Almost
crazy.
every day. Yeah. We're, ever since, the pandemic ended, we just have grown substantially. We're going to, eclipse about 600 events this year.
Wow.
Between all of our properties and rentals and festivals, and we'll have over 1,000
Wow.
Wow.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, they're just
That's insane.
running. So cool. Speaking of artists, though, really quick, a lot of people don't understand this, but the radius clause.
Oh yeah, radius clause. I am a fan, and then I'm not a fan. Just depends on which side of the fence I'm on.
Exactly. Well, a lot of folks, hey, book this artist.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot to booking an artist. Obviously, there's the financials, there's the relationships, there's the trust, there's the credibility, and then there's a whole nother aspect of other contracts that they have with other venues, and that has to do with radius clauses. And you're talking about radius clauses all day long. You want to explain radius clauses?
Yeah, explain that. I don't know what that is.
It's kind of tricky. So not everyone will do this. Some of the larger events to protect themselves will do it. We do it on all of our contracts, not to the scale that some festivals like Coachella will do it, but it's just to protect yourself so an artist doesn't book another event on top of your event within a certain amount of miles or days of your event that you agreed to pay them for. So an example would be Coachella books a gigantic festival every year
Obviously.
in April, and they do, to my knowledge, what I've been told is they do a 500-mile and a 100-day radius clause. So 100 days before, 100 days after, and then 500 miles from them, you cannot play any of those markets.
Yeah.
So it just kind of
LA,
it creates
San Diego,
this
you wouldn't be able to play.
safety net. Yeah.
So that everybody goes.
Then everyone just goes to that one show.
Right.
But then they'll have these conversations where, okay, we'll exclude the radius clause if you work with us at our venue. So they kind of protect themselves that way.
Yeah.
For our radius clause, simple things at like Sky and Soundwell and Granary, we do 120 miles. So it's basically just the Utah Wasatch Front area. And we do 60 days before, 90 days after.
Wow.
So it's not often that artists want to come back within that window, but it just protects you in case something does pop up. Like we've had a situation where we had an artist at Sky, and then all of a sudden they announced a show just inside of our radius clause, and so we were able to negotiate some type of reduction. And it came out and worked out in both teams' favors. Awesome. They got to do another show. We got to get a little reduction, and it worked out.
Yeah, it's really that ticket buyer, is what it comes down to with that radius clause. So if you have an artist that plays within that radius miles, within that time period, then that ticket buyer would just purchase, maybe that first show, and then you're that second show within that time period, and then they potentially wouldn't purchase a ticket from you.
Yeah.
And so that's why you got to have those contracts lined up.
Have you ever wanted to work concerts, festivals, or big events? We're GoInspo. Download our app, find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Do you remember like 2006, 7, 8 Sundance at Park City Live? There would be like
It's before my time, but I bet I've heard stories.
they would just like announce week of like Lil Wayne.
Oh yeah.
Like just
So,
massive names and like 2006.
Piece of history back then was not called Park City Live. It was called Harrio's.
You're right.
Yeah, the venue changed names in the early 2010s.
You're right.
But Harrio's was notorious for booking the craziest shows. And the funny thing about that is my business partner at Live Night Events, Vaughn Carrick, he actually got his start at Harrio's.
There you go.
And worked his way up and was throwing the coolest events there. I mean, he was there when Metallica played at Harrio's.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, wow.
just the craziest
That's
things.
insane. Wow.
So,
And then so I grew up with a fake ID going to Harrio's.
yeah, I love that.
And so like I would go to these shows and it was like we'd always wait for Sundance. It was like the biggest names are coming and you wouldn't even know it.
You're like, wait, Snoop Dogg is playing at an 800 cap venue in Park City, Utah?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going.
It was.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2000. I think it was like 2007, 8.
Yeah.
Lollipop, Lil Wayne, #1 song on the radio. Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
I'm on a fake ID.
that's so
Anyway,
crazy.
just awesome. So
I love that.
Awesome.
Rest in peace to Harrio's and Park City Live. That's both no longer.
Yeah. Someone will bring it back.
maybe live
big,
events.
a big vacant building right now that
Yeah.
costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's been vacant for a while.
Yeah,
Ever since the pandemic.
Yeah, they went down. Rumor on the streets is the landlord evicted the latest tenant, the very beginning of the pandemic, and then somebody came in to partner with them to revamp it and turn it into a true concert venue, and then they had a feud, and now it's just like vacant. Pretty crazy.
I can't believe they.
It's such a special place.
I know.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a great venue.
Yeah.
I've had so many.
It could be the
awesome-
belly up, belly up Aspen or belly up Solana Beach, like those
Yeah.
really cool small venues
Right.
that have incredible like top tier talent, like UC Odessa in a 300 cap venue. You're like, wait a second, how does this happen?
Right.
But that could be that type of situation just in Park City.
It's interesting how that works. Hopefully, it's interesting because like last year in Sundance, no one even used it, which was surprising.
Yeah, they had something really small, but it was really nothing.
I think they still did chef dance in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, but upstairs is. I mean, I was in it in January. Gutted.
Oh, it's gutted.
Oh, it's gutted.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that.
wild.
What?
Yep.
That's horrible.
Are they gonna try to do?
I don't
Someone
know.
will come
Yeah,
in
I just
eventually.
heard through the grapevine, man. It's just
Park City's gonna
no,
buy it.
people
Or,
talk.
I mean, Vail's gonna buy it.
Probably whatever I just said wasn't true. I just heard it from somebody else.
Right. Well, maybe live events will jump
yeah,
in.
yeah, maybe live night. Let's do it.
Live night. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Cool. You guys are I don't know if this is too soon, but you guys are working on.
Too soon. Oh, no, what is it?
Oh, he gave us the eyes.
Well, no, you guys are working on an event in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Potentially. Are you allowed to talk about it?
No, not yet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that is still
Another day.
Still under wraps. You got the inside track on that one.
I'll keep it to myself.
We are very excited. Once that does come to fruition, there's an incredible partnership that we have on a different event that we do, but these event producers based out of California also do another event that is incredible and in the genre of music that I am like I love. I mean, I'm just all about it lately, and they want us, because we had such a great time on our last show that we partnered with, they want us to do another one together in Las Vegas, and hopefully it all comes together.
Congrats.
Originally it was going to be in the spring of 2024, but just based on some radius clauses. There it is. Hey, look at that. Bring it back.
Full circle.
Some radius clauses. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to confirm some of the artists that we want. So we're just going to push it to the fall. So we're locking
Fall
in
2024.
Fall 2024. Be on the lookout for a very unique announcement from the live night front, but from the partners front, it's just an addition to something they already do that's incredible.
How will that coincide with F1?
So F1, which will be taking place in November or
It's in
October.
the fall 2024.
Yeah. I think that we're going to just fall a weekend before or
Incredible.
after or something. But yeah. I obviously we can't do it the same weekend, but yeah, it's crazy.
But even being close that's incredible.
Yeah.
Congrats.
I'm impressed with the amount of money that the city of Las Vegas is dumping into just repaving the roads and building that garage and infrastructure, the grandstands thing. It's just, I watch videos on that often. It's
I haven't
quite
seen that.
impressive.
You haven't? Yeah, I was just in Vegas a couple weeks ago, and it's like, dude, the repaving of the strip is insane.
What?
They are all in. Like they want.
Well, it's because you know how Vegas goes through the decade. So it used to be like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it was like the convention, like bring your business and or festival convention to Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas is now in this decade of they want to be the sports capital of the world. And so like with the World Cup, Super
Raiders?
Bowl, they brought the Raiders there.
The Las Vegas Aces,
The
won
Aces.
the world championship. Shout out to the Aces. That's pretty cool.
Also the Golden Knights with the
Golden Knights are incredible.
It's so
I don't know if you've ever been to a Golden Knights game, but it is quite entertaining.
they just bought the Oakland A's.
Yeah.
So yeah, Vegas is in the decade of they want to be the sports capital. So yeah, they're totally taking the F1 seriously.
I love that.
Yeah, that's we love doing events in Vegas. It's just a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And we want to do more of them.
We've got awesome partners. We host our festival at the downtown Las Vegas Event Center on the north end there by Fremont Street. And it's just a great group of people, awesome outdoor city block venue. And we just,
It's arguably the greatest festival event city in the world.
Yeah, it really is.
Yep. Love it. Cool. Do you have any questions, Clay?
Dude, I'm kind of starstruck. I don't know. I just know I'd never met Joey, but I know everything from what James always tells me about Joey, and I've met some of the girls that work with you, and
Awesome.
Just kudos
we
to
love
you,
that.
man.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we have a great team, and I like working with everyone and just seeing everything that we can create. So
I did have a question though.
Okay.
let's do it.
Do you have a relationship? And this is just because I'm a fanboy.
Yeah.
Do you have a relationship with Post Malone?
Not personally. I do not know Austin. I know where he lives. I've seen his house from a friend's house across the valley. But yeah, I do know his agency and his team, but I don't know him, or have we explored booking him? It's just not. We weren't on the bandwagon early enough, and then he just blew up to what he is today.
Insane.
And at this point, you get to you just work with major corporate promoters like Live Nation or AEG. The occasional festival will book you, like independent festival, but at that level, you're just doing tour deals and just.
That was my
working
follow-up
those
question
people.
with the Hive Festival, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what happened with that?
So I'm familiar with the independent promoter that started it, and then they ended up selling and partnering with Live Nation, and then Live Nation came in for the most recent attempt. I just think it was a tough year for sales, and there were some logistical permitting complications. So they decided it was smarter to step away from it than try to go through with it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully they bring it back, because I was there at 2021, and it was a great time. There was a lot of people.
Tons.
So
of people.
yeah, I think they did something like 25,000 people. Wow. Which is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Before the famous four, one last question. If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Ooh. Work harder than anybody else.
At 18.
At 18.
You didn't decide to start working
Yeah.
hard till a little later.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're 18, you think you can go party, and you think you can just push something off. But if you start working at 18, you'd be so much further ahead.
Yeah, for sure. That balance is huge.
Such good advice.
You got to get a job, whether it's a promoter / sales job.
Oh, and buy Bitcoin.
Oh my gosh.
Son of a.
Come on, dude.
Don't
we all?
Is that advice? I mean, hey, Joey, just put $1,000 on Bitcoin. Trust me.
Yeah.
That would have been
Screw
huge
1,000.
when you were 18.
When we were 18, it was like 100.
$100.
Actually, true. Yeah, if you had $100 of Bitcoin when I was 18, you would not be.
Here.
You would be on a beach.
You'd have a private mansion
Oh my
on
gosh.
an island.
It's just so crazy to me, that whole crypto world, and just, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's wild.
for another time.
It is another
Yeah,
discussion.
Yeah.
What are the big four you speak of? Tell me
The
more.
big four, the famous four.
Famous four questions we got.
Famous four.
There you go. He's an MC too. My gosh, he's got it. Okay. If there's a habit or trait, is there a habit or trait that you're currently working on in your life?
Compassion. I'm pretty rough sometimes, and I get that from my team. So I'm just trying to get the point across, but I should step back and work on my delivery.
Yeah.
So I'm not really trying to hurt someone's feelings. I'm
You're
just
trying to get it done.
guys, we got to get this done.
Gosh,
But
I'm the same way.
when I look, I've gotten that feedback most recently. So I just got to sit back, maybe take a breath before I respond, so that there's more compassion for what somebody has.
Do you
going
think it's difference of generation though?
Potentially, yeah. I mean,
Because maybe this is similar for you, but for
Yeah.
me it was like, dude, I was the delivery from my dad and when I was younger working was not in any way
yeah, I got yelled at by my hockey coach like
crazy,
nonstop.
right?
Yeah.
And then because when you said that, it resonated with me so well, because I get the same thing. It's like, dude, I'm just trying to get it done.
Yeah.
Like even this conversation we're having right now, it's like wasting my time. Like, I'm sure your feelings are hurt. I'm so sorry. Let's talk about it later. We got to get this done.
We got to get this done.
Do you think it has anything to do with the gender? Like, I know a lot of people always talk about the.
I mean, everyone that,
This
you
generation
hear
being
rumbles
soft.
between the team members and like, oh, why is Joey so mad? Or why Joey say it like that? Or, oh, he's snippy today in those emails. But really, I'm just like, guys, let's move on. Let's get this done.
Totally.
So they're just younger. It's okay. I mean, people have different looks on things, and I'm fine to adjust and be flexible and work on delivery.
Good point.
I should be, just because the way I know doesn't mean it works for everyone. So I'm fine to make those adjustments.
True.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's a movement that's positive. But also, I also think thick skin. When I was working, I was the youngest person I did a tour throughout the nation, pretty rough. I was the youngest person, I think, by like 8 years on this tour. And some of these guys have been in the event world, let alone tour world, truck and trailer, et cetera. And I was a little sensitive, right? Like they would, whatever, but they just wanted to get their shit done. But I'm like, oh man, that was really mean or whatever. And at that time I was like, dude, this is like crazy. Like can't treat people like that. But then, you do earn or gain that thick skin. Yeah. And don't take it personally. There's, you got to understand where people are coming from. Everyone's coming from different backgrounds, different situations, different experience, and like take that back. But then with that compassion, though, something that I've been really working on is that as well. Yeah. And my partner, Emmy, she gave me this advice is think. And the acronyms for that is, is what I'm saying true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Is it kind? And that totally changed. And the biggest thing, I'm promoting this inspiration for our team, our life, step out of the box, try a challenge. That's what I'm trying to inspire community. And so anytime I'm caught up in a conversation that, that might ruffle some feathers or, I just want to make sure it comes off as at minimal, is it inspiring, and is it necessary? So think is kind of what I'm rolling. And in fact, I actually screenshotted that acronym and had it on my phone. Oh, I love that. Backdrop for a little while because I'm like, you know what? I got to think before.
Got to be a thinker.
Yeah, every once in a while I got to think. But so I appreciate that.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
sure. It's not an easy thing really, especially when you're on the go and you're, but it's really important to scale.
Great advice.
To grow and have those relationships, those long-lasting relationships. And it's taken me time for sure to learn that. So I hear you on that. Appreciate it too.
Absolutely.
All right. What's your favorite business book?
Sorry, guys. I am not a reader.
Okay.
I'm far from it. I couldn't even tell you the title of a book. I am an action oriented guy. I like to just stay busy and be doing tasks. I don't think I didn't read books in school. I didn't read books at home. I know I've bought books, but I will open one page and then put it away.
It's funny.
That's a pretty bad trait of mine.
I was the same exact way because I'm so dyslexic.
Oh, wow.
But I got into audiobooks.
Oh, okay.
So I really don't even read books.
Yeah.
I just listen to them.
Wow. So. Yeah, maybe I should look into doing that. I mean, I just listen to music nonstop. I think I'm in the top 3% on Spotify, stream time. It's just crazy stream numbers.
Whoa. Well, that's your business.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of
music.
You kind of enjoy it and work at the same time. I know it's funny. Yeah. Booking music or curating a festival, you're just looking all over the place.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see your Spotify.
It's not that exciting, honestly.
Yeah,
it's
right.
It's just a lot of Tom Petty. I mean, I love Tom Petty. A lot of Rufus Du Sol, Odessa, and then it goes right into all the domestic reggae acts that we book. So the Revolutions, the Slightly Stupids, the Stick Figures, and goes from there.
Yeah.
So.
Gosh, we could talk about Slightly Stupid forever.
Outside, all right, so our third question.
Yeah.
Outside of biz and listening to music, et cetera, do you have any other hobbies?
I enjoy some recreational sports like golf, pond hockey. I grew up playing competitive hockey from the age of 7 until through college. I played at Weber State University. And then...
Go Wildcats.
Go Wildcats. And then...
Where'd you play high school hockey, or did you not?
Northridge High School, but
cool.
High school hockey here is not that competitive. So I was on a travel team growing up on top of playing high school hockey here. It's more just to show off for your friends and girls in high school.
Right.
But
the fights in the parking lot.
Yeah, the team itself isn't that exciting.
Right.
It's more the competitive hockey and travel teams that mattered at that point. But yeah, I was pretty big into hockey, and then I picked up the golf club when I was in junior high, and then I let go of that to focus on hockey and to be in school, and then I picked it back up after college, and I play a lot more golf. I guess I wouldn't say a lot more golf. I used to play a lot of golf, and then I got into the events world, and I work now. But that's fine, because I like my work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I try to squeeze in golf whenever possible.
You've squeezed it in.
Yeah.
I've hit you up.
I've got a few. I've got out there.
You've got a couple holes in the last year.
Yes.
I'm sure music
Hole-in-ones?
fits in that hobby.
Nah, yeah, I do have. I have 3 hole-in-ones.
What?
Yeah.
Dang.
But that's throughout my lifetime, not this year.
Okay. That's amazing.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Most people can live their whole life.
Never say that.
It's
Never-
true.
yeah.
But there was a point in my life when I was playing almost 100 rounds of golf a year.
Okay.
Okay,
well,
that makes more sense.
yeah, you're a serious
Dang.
golfer.
Yeah, no, but that was at one point in my life.
Okay.
Not so much anymore. I
Yeah.
think I've played 6 rounds of golf this year, 3 before I went on a trip, and then I went on a trip and I played 3 rounds of golf during that
On the
trip.
trip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, what sets people apart that are thriving compared to struggling?
Thriving, struggling. Attitude is like key. And if somebody wants to come to work and, buckle down and get things done, or if they want to complain, that will set you apart. People can feel your attitude, sense your attitude. Just that's what's going to set you apart between thriving and struggling for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and you go along complaining. Like, you can't complain if you can't control it.
Yeah.
Traffic or whatever. Like, just don't even bring it up. Don't even take up that valuable headspace.
Yeah, I also don't like people that complain without a solution or like offering an option. Just
It's like, get to the solution right off the
What are we
bat.
going to do
Yeah.
about it? Are you just going to complain, or is there actually going to be an action that you see to resolve this situation?
Right.
Oh, there's not? Cool. Why are we talking about it?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what's cool, and what we've gained so much in the production world. You don't have time
Yeah.
to complain and talk about something. It's literally find a solution, whether it's your fans relying on it, your guests, clients, or whomever. It's just super important that you just figure it out. Do you need a piece of equipment? Start calling, or start driving to a rental equipment spot, and while
Make
you're
it
on the way,
happen.
just call others.
Yeah.
So you just find a solution, make it happen. Okay, last question. Where can listeners find you online?
Business front, we have lots of different our businesses are on every social platform and so forth. But personally, I'm not very active personally. So my Instagram is 0 post. Facebook, I just share things for the business. Occasionally we'll just repost things. But livenightevents.com, that's live night, NITE, events.com. Then Reggae Rise Up. And then they have _Florida_ Vegas _ Maryland _ Utah. So all of those. And then the venues are, we have Soundwell SLC, Sky SLC, and Granary Live.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Epic. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on.
Yeah.
Appreciate
this is
you.
great. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
killed it.
Thanks for coming, Joey.
Thanks, guys.
All right, later.
Have you ever wanted to work concerts, festivals, or big events? We're GoInspo. Download our app, find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Like, comment, and subscribe.